1 week after a 90-minute phone call between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, officials from the U.S. and Russia have met face-to-face for the first time in years. Erie News Now Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon has details on the meeting and what it could mean for the war in Ukraine.
Nearly 3 years after Ukraine was invaded by Russia. The U.S. now coming face-to-face with its adversary.
We have to understand that it's been 3.5 years since there's been any sort of regularized contact between the United States and Russia.
In a complete reversal of policy under the Biden administration, on Tuesday, top U.S. officials, led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, opening a channel to discuss an end to the deadly conflict, among other topics.
The goal is to bring an end to this conflict in a way that's fair, enduring, sustainable, and acceptable to all parties involved. The work remains. Today is the first step of a long and difficult journey.
Rubio said the U.S. and Russia agreed to restore their respective missions in Washington and Moscow, and that the U.S. will create a high-level team to oversee a path to peace.
Month after month after month in the killing fields of eastern and southern Ukraine is unacceptable. It is not in the interest of either country.
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz suggested concessions by both sides may be inevitable to resolve the conflict.
There is going to be some discussion of territory, and there's going to be discussion of security guarantees.
Some experts say any level of discussion is better than none at all.
There's I think, a misconception in much of the United States that diplomacy is something that you only do with your friends. The position of the Trump administration is, one, that the world's a much more dangerous place when the world's two leading nuclear powers have no substantive contact or dialogue between them.
Washington, Brendan Scanlon, Erie News Now.
And Ukraine was not a part of these talks between the U.S. and Russia, and there is some concern among Ukraine and European leaders who say peace talks should not happen without Ukraine and its European allies having a seat at the table.